This is 5 on your side at 10. Focused on you.
I still have to have somewhere to live.
Tonight, a call for action to help St. Louis tenants forced out of their Midtown high-rise earlier this month. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kelly Jackson. Burst pipes displaced the entire Heritage House apartment complex. They're now living in a hotel, but they just learned that temporary housing plan will soon expire. 5 on your side's Brent Solomon reports community groups are now coming to their aid.
Food, clothing, the necessities.
Important documents, just important stuff.
Those who live at the Heritage House apartment tell me they had 15 minutes to retrieve their belongings. Right now, they're living at the Hilton St. Louis Airport Hotel following major flood damage at their units last week. This is the second temporary place they've been moved to since it happened, and they just got word.
And we have to be out of here by the 6th.
They tell me they were provided 2 meals a day at that first location. But since they've been here, they say they've been on their own for food and trying to navigate where they'll go next.
Try to figure it out as we go.
There definitely needs to be a call to action to ensure that they're taken care of.
It is why Dwight Pollard of St. Louis is collaborating with other groups to do something.
Blossomwood Day School, along with the Cardinal chapter of the Top Ladies of Distinction, came together. So we did a collection from the parents for scarves and socks and hats, and also collected money to also purchase additional supplies to be delivered.
Now, the Urban League's Federation of Block Units is sending out this message. They're looking for people to help deliver food and to soon help some of the seniors who lived here to pack up and move to wherever they'll end up next.
I just renewed my lease for a whole year. And for them to tell me I have nowhere to go, I think is wrong.
Brent Solomon, 5 on your side.
And if you would like to sign up to volunteer with the Urban League, we have placed the contact information on KSDK.com. The city will host housing fairs at the Airport Hilton Tuesday from 9 to 1 p.m. and again Wednesday from 1 to 8 p.m. 2 homes were evacuated after a neighboring house partially collapsed this afternoon. The house was known to be a shelter for the homeless before one of the walls caved in. The St. Louis City Fire Department got a call reporting people trapped, but no one was found inside or in the rubble. One building was partially damaged by the collapse, and another could be if the building comes down. The people living there may need to move out permanently.
If we have some inclement weather or high winds, that will obviously have an effect on this. So that is in the hands of the experts in the building division. That is their specialty. They'll determine how to make this safe, and it might mean that this building, you know, people can't live there and maybe people can't live on the other side, but that's their lane of traffic.
The fire department says the motor on the back wall deteriorated over time, which weakened the wall, possibly leading to that collapse. They're still investigating. Winter weather hit water mains so hard in our area, so Missouri American Water is working to avoid future breaks and plans to replace about 60 miles worth of pipes throughout the county by the end of the year. Today, crews fixed about half of the county's breaks reported earlier this week, but there are still a few more to go.
Currently, we're working about 7 main breaks. Last week, during the peak of the winter weather, if you will, we were seeing about 30 a day. So things have slowed down significantly, and our crews have been able to keep up, and they're finally getting a little bit of a much needed break.
45 of the 60 reported water main breaks in St. Louis City have been fixed. Some of the projects have been put on hold as funds become available. Well, we've had some spotty sprinkles around the bi-state tonight, but it's the fog you may want to watch out for if you're on the roads. Chief Meteorologist Scott Kummel, he's in studio. What's the latest on this, Scott?
Well, Kelly, you know, north of St. Louis, there is that potential that the fog is more widespread and dense. And we're talking up towards Quincy, up towards Pittsfield, heading towards Springfield, Illinois, and going farther north. Around the St. Louis area, though, yes, the cloud base is low. We can barely see. In fact, we can't see the top of the arch now as the clouds are lowering a bit, but they probably don't get that much lower from where they are right now. We are down to 42 degrees in St. Louis. The next system holding to our south and west. It is on the way in here tomorrow with that rain chance, especially towards the midday hours into the afternoon. It'll be a lot lighter, though, in terms of rainfall amounts compared to what we have seen. Spooky scene looking down at the arch. Hey, are you missing the sun? Yes. 1.92 inches of rain over the past 4 days in St. Louis. And just with this last observation out of Lambert, an overcast sky for the last 123 consecutive hours. Kelly, we're tracking when we might see that sunshine again.
All right, Scott. A man is facing several charges tonight following a day-long standoff at a downtown hotel on Wednesday. Those charges include kidnapping, unlawful possession of a firearm, armed criminal action, and endangering the welfare of a child. Police say William Gorley held a woman and 2 children hostage in one of the rooms at the Drury Inn off Market Street. They were not physically hurt, and everyone was released by late afternoon. Gorley remains in the hospital for an evaluation. A Ferguson man has been charged for a shooting that left another man dead on Christmas Eve. 21-year-old Keon Kennedy is facing first-degree murder charges and multiple counts of armed criminal action. The victim was 20-year-old Sean Kennedy. According to court documents, Kennedy states he was responsible for the shooting. He is being held without bond. Tonight, the Major K Squad is investigating a homicide in Iron County. Officers found the body of 65-year-old Daryl Sharp in his home last night in Middlebrook. Detectives are looking for a gray and black 1991 Chevy Silverado 1500. It has duct tape in the rear window with the license plate 0PDY90. The Major K Squad says any occupants should be considered armed and dangerous. If you have information, call police. They're learning rocket science, and they're only in 8th grade. How some North County middle schoolers are teaming up with NASA. Students in the Ferguson-Florissant school districts are the winners of NASA's Tech Rise Challenge, and now they get to work with the agency to send their project to the skies. 8th grade teacher Gina Peretta introduced her students to the contest earlier in the school year. It's the first time they entered. Their mission to help make rockets safer for astronauts and their equipment.
Want to take the correlation between vibrations when you lift off and travel, as well as how temperature rises, and start to try and design sensors that will allow alert systems to happen so that if there's trouble, they can fix it.
The students' project will go on a rocket-powered moon lander, and they'll get to collab once a week with a mentor from NASA to help get this project off the ground. People looking to save more on gas may be tempted to follow a tip on social media saying you can get cheaper gas when it's colder. Karen Fuller verifies the science behind that claim.
Ice, snow, chemicals on the roads can do a number on our vehicles. One money-saving tip making the rounds on social media claims you can get more gas for your money by filling your tank in the morning hours. The idea is based on physics and how gas expands when it's warmer. So, can you save some cash by stopping by the pump in the coldest part of the day? Let's verify. Our sources are GasBuddy.com, AAA, and Consumer Reports. Gasoline becomes more dense when it's colder, so in theory, your tank would allow more fuel to get in before it reaches the top. Patrick DeHaan of Gas Buddy says that's accurate enough, but in reality, the difference in time of day is minuscule because of how gas stations store the fuel.
Gasoline is more dense when it's colder, but a lot of stations temperature correct on both sides, meaning when the air temperature is above or below a certain threshold, their pumps are calibrated to take into consideration the temperature differentials. And by the way, we're talking about, basically the equivalent of very small, drips. This isn't going to be a noticeable thing.
Consumer Reports even conducted an experiment testing the temperature theory. It found that a 15-degree difference in air temperature between fill-ups caused only a 1% difference in gas volume. We can verify, no, filling up during the coldest time of day won't save you enough money to make it worth your time. Your best bet to save money at the gas station is by using fuel rewards points. At least those trips you take to the pump will be worth something. With your Verify, I'm Karen Fuller.
Do you have something you would like us to verify? Just send us an email, verify@ksdk.com. Let's check in again with Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell with another look at our weather first forecast. All right, hopefully less rain and more sunshine.
Yeah, that's what we're looking forward to as we head into next week. Got to go through this fairly quickly here this evening, but at Lambert right now we do have the clouds in and around the St. Louis area. Radar pictures close to St. Louis at this point. We are looking at not too much in terms of rainfall, even though there's still some patchy drizzle here and there. Where is the rain? It's to our south and southwest, and that is sliding to the northeast. This is the system that will be moving in here as we head into your Saturday, but the heaviest rain with this will stay to our south and southeast. Here's the deal. Tomorrow morning when we get up, most of us around St. Louis, we're still murky. We're still stuck in the clouds. Here's your area of rain creeping in from the south. There may even be some wet snowflakes over parts of the Ozarks tomorrow. We're going to hold pretty close to 40 degrees through the day, some low 40s. The heaviest rain over towards the Ohio River Valley as we head towards tomorrow afternoon. North and west of St. Louis, lesser chances of rain and lesser amounts of rainfall. Heaviest rain definitely off to the southeast of St. Louis with this. North and west, a few hundreds, maybe a tenth to a quarter of an inch as you get from the metro area. And once you get southeast, then potentially a little bit more. Here's that back edge of the cloud cover on Sunday. It's been a stubborn pattern, right? So we're waiting for that cloud cover to nudge a little farther to the east. Let's get a closer inspection. Where is it going to be here as we head into Sunday? During the day, it's nudging across eastern Kansas into western Missouri. Here we are in the afternoon hours. Odds are in favor that areas west of St. Louis will actually see the clearing trend pushing in as we head towards the evening hours, just in time for sunset. So you may get lucky and squeeze out an hour or two of sun west of St. Louis Sunday. The rest of us are most likely going to have to wait until Monday.
But it's nice to see the rest of the week.
Yes, the rest of the week warms up. And yes, brighter.
All right. Thank you, Scotty. Thanks so much for joining us at 10. Here's Corey Miller and Annie Kroll with 5 on your sideline.